Mr. Banda is aged 47. He actually, we got a news that, he ran from Chipata to Lusaka for 10 days in honor of Zambia's first president, Dr. Kenneth Kaunda. Mr. Banda?
Yes, please.
I'd like to know, where exactly in Chipata do you come from?
I come from Chini Compound.
Chini Compound?
Chini Compound, exactly.
Okay. And also tell us, when did you start off?
I started off on the 26th of June. That was around 11 hours in the morning.
Okay, 26th of June.
Yes, please.
And also, I'd like to know, did you have company when you were coming?
Sorry?
Did you have people that you were running with, or you were doing this alone?
I had to start with a company. Now it's like they had to draw back the move. They said, no, we cannot manage. That's how they pulled out. Later on, I just said, no, I'll continue alone. It's not something that is to be taken for funny. This is a very serious business. So I said, no, let me continue alone. There's no problem. God will take me up to where the destination should make me be.
I'd like you to run us through your journey. How did it go? How many were you when you started? When you started off, how were you surviving on the road? Where were you sleeping? How did it go? Can you take us through?
Fine. In fact, I started on alone. As I said, my friends pulled out, and the issue of surviving. Let me mention this man who have been helping me so much. Starting from the day when the journey embarked on. This is Headman Oliver of Chief Mbangombe Katete, the man who supported me so much, starting from when the journey embarked up to here in Lusaka. And on my way, I've been being, fed by the community. The people that have been, people that were seeing me running, some they could stop their vehicles, get photos with me, give me anything to support me, buy bananas, some buy me food, and when it comes in terms of resting, I could just make a stopover. Maybe that is around 23, 24 hours. I get on the bush, I kneel down, I pray, I sleep, and then I just set up an alarm when 03, when the alarm rings, then I start on. That's how I could go surviving.
How did the people that were stopping and giving you any help they could, how did they know you were? Did you have like a banner explaining what was happening, or how did they know that you needed help?
Yeah, they could see. I could lift up a banner. Whenever I see the vehicle coming over me or behind me, I could lift up a banner. I have a banner that is written Mon Keke on a run from Chipata to Lusaka. And whenever the vehicle is coming ahead of me or behind me, I could lift up a banner. Then when they try to slow down the vehicle, read the banner, then later on they could stop, right? And, talk to me, just interact with me just for some few minutes. Later on, they do whatever they could, according to what they have seen.
So tell me about where you were sleeping when you were coming. You said that sometimes you could just stop over at the bush, pray, and sleep. Were you just sleeping just in the bush, or you could find some place where people could accommodate you?
No, most of the times I could sleep in the bush, and then I think just some 2 or 3 places where I was offered the place to sleep. Somewhere like I remember at Senjela, there is this man by the name of Jack. He's a friend of mine. He's a bus driver from the city market. He offered me a place on Rich Senjera. He offered me a place where to sleep just by shop. And then somewhere Chongwe there, when I reached Chongwe, some friends of Alibu Transport, they gave me just at least to sleep in a truck, because they knew now I'm in Lusaka, right? And then finally here.
So when you were starting off, did you have like some sort of like a working budget you were working with? Like if when you were starting off, did you have like a budget you were working with? Like, if nobody helps me, I'm going to use this for food, or you just started off because you had a lot of faith?
No, I had nobody to work with. It was just something that I was meeting on my way.
But you had a bit of some money.
Sorry?
Did you have a bit of some money when you were starting off?
Necessarily no. I had only 10 kwacha with me when I was starting off.
You only had a 10 kwacha when you were starting off?
Yes. just for airtime. Just for airtime.
I like this, man. And for airtime, did your phone go off at some point and then you had to find someone to charge?
Not necessarily that. Otherwise, I prepared already, but I had about 3 batteries.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that I charged full, and then when one goes off, I could put another, and then when the other goes off, I put another. Not until when I reached Rwangwa, when I got chance to be charged those batteries full time, then the journey continued like that.
I like your faith. I'm amazed. How old are you, Mr. Banda?
I'm 47. I'm clocking 47 on 11th July.
I like this. You're almost 50 and you're doing these outrageous things. I like it. So now, yesterday, I talked to someone
yes.
who told me where they are lodging you.
Yes.
Tell me about how it all went when you arrived in Lusaka.
Sorry?
I'm saying, tell me how it went when you arrived in Lusaka. Who received you? And how did you get where you're lodging now? How did it go when you arrived in Lusaka?
No, it was so overwhelming. People welcomed me, the permanent secretary and his team, they welcomed me just somewhere at airport roundabout there. They received me, and the people joined me, running with me, chilling up with me. And later on, they drove me up to here where I am, Mandeke Hotel.
When you say permanent secretary, which permanent secretary is this? From which ministry?
This is the permanent secretary for Home Affairs, Mr. Masie Banda, and some other permanent secretaries that I've just forgotten their name, Mr. Kamanga, and the security officers.
In fact, I've been talking to the PS in the Ministry of Health. I mean, in the Ministry of I talk about the Ministry of Health a lot. In the Ministry of Home Affairs, Mr. Masie Banda. How did he know? Because he's the one who actually told me where you are. How did he know that what time did you call him? Did someone contact him? And also, how did he leave his programs to come and attend to you?
In fact, I'm sure he got the message from the media. I was being covered. I think he got this from the ZNBC, because when I was on my way, the ZNBC through the Zanis, they covered me. I'm sure that's why he came across the information of me on my way. Later on, it drew his interest to say, no, this man, I think he needs to be, received by us, because he's calling a very strong, Nobel call. That's why I think that's how he came across to know of me.
Mr. Banda, have you been given an invite to Dr. KK's burial?
Sorry?
Have you been given an invitation to attend the burial?
Exactly. Anytime they'll be coming to pick me up from here.
I know it's a private event, and not a lot of us will have a chance to witness. But I'm glad that after all this you have done, you have actually been given, that invitation. I'm really happy for you. So now, yes. in response to what you have done, do you have any expectations from the Zambian government or the people of Zambia for you?
Come again?
Are you expecting anything from the government or just from the people of Zambia for what you have done?
Yeah, exactly. This is not a simple thing. I'm sure, being a responsible government, I know they know where they're going to put me. Being the loving Zambians as well, I know they know where they're going to put me. And this is of a high expectation in this manner. Because, it's something that I cannot explain it properly, because it happens like a miracle, right? So anything that may come up according to arrangement by the government of the Republic of Zambia, I will just exactly have to appreciate,
Can you be disappointed if nothing is done for you?
Sorry?
Can you be disappointed if nothing is done for you?
Not necessarily disappointed. I will call it time. What would I do if they think nothing they do for me? But I don't think it can be like